Welcome to my tarot card reading for August 2018, Pisces. And this is Manu Tarot. Let's start immediately with your reading. We have Oshumare, we have Obara, we have the Sun, we have the Two of Swords, Libra, Venus, we have the Two of Cups, Moon, Cancer, and then we have down here, we have the Seven of Cups, the Sun, and the Six of Cups. Okay, we have 3 cups, 1 sword. So let's start with this. You're going to be divided. It's going to be the mind against the heart and the heart against the mind. Feelings, emotions clashing with the rational part of you. Okay, you're going to be divided. You're going to be thinking, analyzing a lot of introspection. Okay, a lot of analysis. And it sounds that some of you might have some issues with someone from your past. For example, let's give an example so you can understand the dynamic. Could be that, let's say that you are divorced. And you're divorced, you have kids, therefore you have to deal with your ex, like it or not. But probably you don't like the dynamic. You probably hate him, hate her. Those are major words, but we're humans. And you probably despise him, her, you dislike him, you dislike her, whatever the word that you want to use. But there's a dynamic here that shamefully you have to deal with it, because even though it's someone from your past, you still have to deal with this person for whatever reason. Okay? Not necessarily has to be a relationship thing. It could be anything. I'm just giving you an example. Okay? But the common denominator is there. It could be that someone from your past shows up. Not that shows up. Like I said, there's a dynamic of someone from your past. So, someone that you know already. And also, you might have problems with this person. This person might cause some kind of polemic. This person might say things that are ill-intended with the purpose to harm you. Might be spreading lies, whatever it is, gossip. Okay, the tarot cards are coming forward with that. They're talking about people that come to your life. It could be family. Okay, it could be family, people from your past, family. You know them, you interact with them, and yeah, they're from your past, they're from your present, and they're going to be there until you die. So these people might bring problems into your life, gossip, because here the thing is the tongue. Okay, when you use the tongue wrong to cause harm. So therefore, don't get involved in that kind of behavior. But at the same time, don't get caught up on that either. Meaning, if someone tells you something, first investigate. Do a little bit of research before reacting, because you're going to be divided between the mind and the heart, and that little division, that little crack there, when someone walks in and plant the seed of discord, it might create a lot of problems. Okay? So be very careful. There might be also well-intended warnings, advice, okay? But the consequences are not positive. Therefore, health-wise, don't take medications that don't belong to you. Go to the doctor. If you're a health professional, but you are not trained in pharmacology, you are not trained to dispense medication, you're not trained to prescribe them, you're not authorized to prescribe them, don't do it. You might get into trouble. Avoid that. The same thing applies with herbs. Okay? You might love someone to death, and you might give someone an herb that worked for you, but if you're not trained, you could have read hundreds of books, but if you are not trained, you're not licensed, you're not a professional, be careful, okay? It might get you in trouble, okay? If you have a health problem, a health issue, and you have to go into some kind of procedure, whatever is the procedure, you have to be careful, okay? Meaning, pick the right doctor, pick a good one, pick the good professional that is going to help you out. Because if this person has a history of malpractice for health, for example, it has a high incidence of malpractice, it would be wise for you to avoid that kind of professional and find another one. Do you understand where I'm coming from? This is all about warnings, advice, people giving you, but have the opposite effect. We have to take under consideration treatments as well, as a warning, as an advice. Okay, so if a doctor advises you to do surgery, I would look for a second, third opinion. If it is a surgery, whatever it is, look for a second and third opinion. Don't jump immediately into action. Does it make sense? Is it clear? Okay, it applies with everything. Legally, the same thing. Just make sure that you pick the right lawyer, the right attorney. Make sure that you pick the right accountant, okay? Because depending on the advice that they give you, okay, you will see the results. And you have to be careful, because the cards are talking about that the advice have the opposite effect of what you are expecting. So you have to be very careful in selecting a professional. Okay? I think that I cover practically everything in that department: the surgery, the doctors, the lawyers, accountants, etc., etc. I'm giving you examples so you can, keep that in mind. Don't get involved in gossip. Don't promote them. Don't do them. Be aware. I don't know if I said that. If I said it, I'm sorry. There might be these arguments, fights, quarrels among family members. Okay? There could be a misunderstanding. It could be that. But the thing is that people are going to be giving advice, warnings, and it's going to create problems. Sometimes it's well intended. Sometimes the warning and advice is ill-intended, but is camouflaged as good. So you have to be very careful. If someone says something about your spouse, your partner, just make sure that you don't believe that immediately. It might cause problem. It might even be done on purpose. So I would be very, very careful. Okay? Those are my warnings and advice for this month. Okay? So you are aware of what you might face during this month. Okay? Family members. There's the seed of discord also planted here. You might be falsely accused during this month. Okay? So you have to be aware of these possibilities, and these are my warnings and advice, so that way you can be aware and avoid problems. Okay? And if it happens, sometimes for more than you try, sometimes things happen. There some stuff are not avoidable. It happens. Okay? But at least you have been warned, so you can be mentally prepared and you know how to deal with it. And something that I forgot to say in the Spanish version, you have to be realistic. You have to open your eyes. Okay? You have to be realistic Open your eyes. And whatever you discharge, whatever you throw, don't pick it up again. Okay? Something that it was garbage for you before is not going to change now. Okay? So don't pick up something that you threw to the street, even shoes, even your boyfriend, whatever it is. Be careful, because when it comes back, it might bring you trouble. Okay? Those are warnings and advice for Pisces, August 2018. Until the next one.